Good day, welcome to a new video, and today on this Sunday we're going to discuss my Chainlink price prediction for 2021, as 2021 is going to be the year of cryptocurrencies, DeFi, Oracle, second layer solutions, Bitcoin. It is going to be a massive year, and we already see that we are 10 days in this year and we have seen some decent price action, we have seen some massive news coming out. Fundamentally we are doing well. So I think doing a price prediction for Chainlink is quite nice, as it shows what you might be expecting of some of those coins to do, as you might be in the understanding that Chainlink has seen a massive year in 2020 already, which you could argue that there is a longer bear cycle for Chainlink to come up to. However, maybe that bear cycle is done already on Chainlink given the Bitcoin pair. And we'll get to the Bitcoin pair in a little bit, but before we are going to continue with this price prediction video, I would definitely argue to you to say, hey, subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram. What is Chainlink showing at this point? Now, we know that the 2017 cycle of Chainlink is already far away, which means that the price value of 2017 is very slim to the current price value of Chainlink, and it's been one of the strongest coins during the past year. That means that many of those altcoins that are currently waking up and are lagging behind are actually going to follow a similar path, while Chainlink is already through it. What can we see from the chart in itself? We can see that we've had this run in 2019, consolidation, another run, which was actually ready to go into a bull cycle, but then the outlier called Corona came by, which paused everything for a little bit, after which we started to accelerate. Another expansion, immediate bear cycle with breakdown, and this weekly level and 3-day level was actually the level to watch. Also the level to watch around $5, but that never hit. There's nothing for certain in trading. Which is similar to what we've seen in the Bitcoin price movements. Currently Bitcoin is vertical, so obviously we are going to get that correction at some point, and the levels are already out there, so you just have to navigate through those levels to get your entry. However, Chainlink did this, and it already ended its bear cycle, as Chainlink was the altcoin capitulation trigger. This happened a few days before Christmas, in which XRP got sued by the SEC and all the altcoins got crushed. Similarly with Chainlink, there was that article or from Zeus Capital stating that they will be the next ones. Just noise, as this capitulation week was actually the low for the majority of the altcoins to take out all the longs, get liquidity to go the other way around, and that's what's currently happening on Chainlink. So most likely the bear cycle for Chainlink is done. And then you get into the tricky part, as you see this chart, and from your own mindset you would say, okay, this is a chart that it has to go down some more. This is just a bearish retest. We're going to see a further extended bear cycle. However, we are at the beginning of the bull cycle of crypto, through which this chart in itself is maybe already bottomed out, and we are going to make further upwards momentum. And then you have to start zooming out, or just not look too much on the price values in itself, and just navigate through levels that are important to watch on Chainlink for itself. So we do see and we do know that we had those tests here around $8. That was the range low. I had that on my schedule, on my levels for a long time. We also have the all-time resistance zone, which is most likely the trigger point before we are going to accelerate heavily. Then we've got some intermediate levels. We do know this level that we used to be on previously, the area around $13, rejected, and most likely is going to have that consolidation, or at least a test at some point. So this is the critical trigger on the higher time frames to watch for Chainlink to hold on to. Then the question becomes, what are you going to project as the next target zones? Well, we do know that this is the recent low. We do know this is the recent high. So the conservative target is $28 for Chainlink in the next impulse wave. The next target is $40 for Chainlink in the next impulse wave, which is quite likable to achieve. If you're going to use the overall impulse wave that we've witnessed and take the March low, you're getting to 31.80 and higher to $50 as well. So those are target points that you should be navigating through to. As you can see that in historical price movements, those impulse waves end up in a correction, so taking partial profits is never a bad option to do so, which you can use to buy the dips on until the bull cycle ends. But given the current construction, given the momentum that we have, Chainlink is eager to continue moving. So getting a Chainlink towards $50 in the months of the altcoin season or strength is quite likable. However, if Chainlink is going to do well, Bent and other oracles will also do well. So it might be tricky that the chart looks like it's going to consolidate from here, given that you know that all those vertical moves always end in a very heavy correction, but we already witnessed one. So some more consolidation could push towards continuation on Chainlink in itself. And then we have the Bitcoin chart, which is on support, as I've stated. It is on support, which means that we have a full retrace towards the previous levels before it actually started to rally. This was also a confluence level we did not hold there, but then you are going to look at previous highs, and that is actually holding at this point. So the likelihood of Chainlink going to bounce up in the Bitcoin pair is significant. As we know that once Bitcoin USD starts to calm down, the strength in the USD values of altcoins will come from their Bitcoin pairs, as they are going to outperform Bitcoin for a certain period of time. And then when you analyze the chart on Chainlink, you get the notion that we are at a similar stage as any of these retraces. And we are eager to make that bounce up. And given that we have this support zone, the higher time frame resistance zone is almost 100% away from here. So the first impulse wave going to occur from here is actually, if you calculate it and you're going to say, okay, Bitcoin is going to correct about like 20 to 30%. Chainlink might go towards that level around $13. Then the Bitcoin pair is going to bounce up, make that rally of 110%. We are getting to this stage in the first impulse wave. And then later on, if Chainlink is going to have that compression period in a structure like we do, consolidate and then get the big boom, this run might bring Chainlink towards 3 digits, we don't know. But in the first case, seeing a run of Chainlink towards 28 to $35, given the Bitcoin pair, is completely fine. In the later stage, maybe even this year, we might be going completely crazy as we get a similar construction as we did here, in which we are going to make that breakout later on, and then we can start accelerating and maybe even go 2.5, 3, 4x from the price levels that we are at that stage. So most likely the Bitcoin pair is bottomed out. Most likely we're getting some lower level tests on the USD pair, and then the strength will come from the Bitcoin pair with the levels that I've just described. So that's my Chainlink price prediction for this year. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I wish you a wonderful weekend.